yeah. Carlos Chronicles. La 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 la. La. Welcome to Carlos Chronicles. This is the segment. This is the first edition of the Carlos Chronicles, where I just sit and talk about some moments, some infamous, some embarrassing moments that happened in my life, some very hilarious moments that happened in my life growing up as a kid here in Omaha, Nebraska. So I'm going to start off with a bang. I'm going to talk about one of the most hilarious little nasty moments of my life. I happened to be, at this time, I was probably about 7, 8-ish at this time that this happened. So growing up Omaha, Nebraska, it was this particular story happened on Halloween, okay? Halloween here in Omaha. I was with my father, and we went out to my grandmother's house, which is his mother's house, and she lived in West Omaha. At that time, West Omaha didn't have really many black people. So on Halloween, you would go out there to go trick-or-treating, and she already had a house out there. So it's Halloween. It's me, my baby sister, and then my dad's girlfriend, 2 sons, Trey and mine. So we having a blast, man. We kids, we getting candy. We got bags full of candy. We come back to the house. We go to the basement, because back then, that's what happened. When you was a kid back then, you did not hang out with the adults. The adults were upstairs. You take your butt down to the basement, because you're not about to be in grown folks' mouth. You hear me? So we in the basement. We got the Sega. We got the candy. We chilling. We laughing. We having fun. We doing our little thing, right? Back in the day, in black folks' house, on any coffee table in any black home, you would see a line of magazines, okay? This one, magazines, you had to get a subscription to the magazines, and black folks always had magazines. There was always about 2 or 3 types of magazines, but everybody always had either a JET magazine or Ebony magazine. And it was almost, even in barbershops and beauty salons, if you went to a barbershop or beauty salon, there was always a JET and there was always an Ebony and Essence magazine, right? And it was like if you had multiple, it was like a sign that you had a little money, because you had to pay for a subscription to get those magazines, right? So in my grandmother's house, in the basement, she had a couch, and then she had like a coffee table, and laid out was JET magazines, right? She had about 15 JET magazines, okay? She had a whole year's subscription of JET magazines just chilling, right? So in JET magazine, there was always articles with famous people and different things like that. They even had a section where if you got married, you could send in your marriage pictures and kind of give your backstory. But in the middle of the magazine, there was something called JET Beauty of the Week, okay? JET Beauty of the Week always featured a young black girl, fine black girls, right? And there was always a little description about the girl next to the picture, right? And they would be in a bathing suit. Now, remind you, this is like 1993, 92, 93, okay? If you saw a girl in a bathing suit, what? That was porn to you back then. See, it ain't like today. You know what I'm saying? Today's, like, porn is porn. Like, you can get on your phone, laptop. It was easy to find. Back in the days, if you didn't find your parents' VHS tape, the one that was blank and didn't have no titles and nothing on it, because that was the one, because they knew you want to go pick it up and put it in because it didn't have no titles on it, or you didn't find your daddy's Penthouse or Playboy magazines or Ebony King magazines, then you didn't see no porn. It was hidden from us. So if you ever saw a chick in a bathing suit, that was what? That was gold. That was good. That was gold. That was good material. You know what I'm saying? You know, and this is back in the days when hunching was in style. You remember hunching and dry humping? Man, back in the days, if you was hunching and dry humping on a chick, that was sex. That was sex. I don't know. I maybe just grew up a little nasty boy. I will hunch and dry hump a chick, wipe the jean part where my pee-pee is at, and smell it, be like, yeah, I smell you, girl. What? That was sex, nigga. In my mind, I started humping about 5 years old. That's when I started hunching. That's when I started hunching. I was hunching at 5. I'll never forget. I was hunching at 5 at Hartman Elementary here in Omaha, Nebraska. So anyway, back to the story. I had to get that out the chest because I want people to realize the background of the culture at that time. It wasn't like today's culture where porn is anywhere, and if you see a girl in a bathing suit, that's just normal, right? No. If you saw a girl in a bathing suit back in the day, she was damn near naked. That was naked to you, okay? That was doggone naked, okay? So anyway, in the middle of the magazine, there was a JET Beat of the Week. Now, the Beat of the Week was always fine. It was always usually like a college girl. Always fine, right? So in the description, always talked about it. Like, it would be like Yolanda attends Howard University, studying political science, works for Senator Jackson's office. She's 24 with no kids, looking for a good man. Always some type of little corny description. This is Tiana. She's 28. She got her master's degree from Alabama A&M. She worked for Shopco. She's a public relations assistant for Shopco. Always something dumb, right? So none of that mattered to me as a kid. But, all I wanted to see was that almost naked body, right? So at my grandmother's house, she had like a year's worth of subscription to JET magazines on the dining room table. Because back in the day, you knew your family had money by the amount of magazines that was laid out on the dining room table, right? So my grandmother had like 12 subscriptions of the JET, and she had like some 4 Essence and about 7 Ebonies, just laid out. Now, JET magazine was a small rectangular shaped magazine, a little bit bigger than your phone, your current phone, right? The biggest phone, right? And me and Trey and DeMar, man, we used to sit and look at the Ebony magazine, the JET magazines. And, we would be like, oh, yeah, this is my wife right here. Look at her. She fine. Look at her. She cold, man. She trying to be with me. You love me, don't you, baby? You love me, don't you, baby? And, as kids, you a little nasty something. So like, we be like, nigga, she fine. Give me a kiss. And, like, we'll kiss the lip parts of the picture. And they'll be like, yeah, baby, you love me, don't you? Yeah, you love me, right? And as kids, especially little boys, that was hilarious to us. You'd be like, he kissed her, man. You kissed her. No, my girl way finer than you. We be kissing. So that's what we doing. We in the basement talking about, yeah, we be kissing. So, me being the nastiest, I started like tongue kissing the paper. Listen, Keisha from San Jose, California was getting that tongue work. I mean, giving her the tongue kiss. You know what I'm saying? But I was with 2 other nasty little boys, so they took it to the next step. Trey decided he was going to air hump. He was going to air hump his chick. So he around here giving Ronisha the air hump thrust, okay? Ronisha is from Washington, D.C., and he's giving her the air thrust. I mean, he is in midair. Boom, 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 boom. Giving her the air thrust pumps, right? So, once again, we are nasty little boys. So we got our favorite magazines. We got our favorite girls. We got our wives. The mom takes it a step further, though. We nasty. The mom puts the magazine on the ground, and he starts dry humping the magazine. Now, I just want to remind you, we are probably 9, 8, and 7 years old at this time, okay? The JET magazine is not a big magazine. It is a rectangular shaped magazine. So if you're dry humping a magazine, you're necessarily not putting your little boy parts in girl parts at the time. Of course, you're not because it's a magazine. But even if you're trying to imagine it, it's not like realistic, right? The mom is wearing this girl out, and we laughing, talking about, yeah, the mom wearing her out. The mom humping the magazine. I don't know what trigger in me and Trey's mind when Damon started doing that. Next thing you know, we done turned the lights off. I'm nasty. They got their favorite wives, but I'm nasty. I went and got another JET magazine. I had a threesome. And we done turned the lights off. And nigga, when I say we are going to town, dry humping these magazine beauty of the weeks, I had Ronisha and Ashley. I was wearing them out. I was giving them major thrust. You hear me? My little meats was so hard, and I was just a dry humping my little soul away. So the lights is out. We done got quiet in the basement. And back in the day, you had good parents. When it got quiet, that means something was up. Something was not right in the neighborhood. If your kids is downstairs and you don't hear them being loud, okay? You hoping they sleep, but more than likely, they doing something they ain't supposed to be doing. So we wearing these magazines out. I'm having a threesome. Damon got his little Ebony of the Week wife, and Trey got his Ebony of the Week wife. So we this is how bad it is. My grandmother had steps that creaked, because back in the day they made, I guess they still make wooden steps, but they creaked. We are wearing these magazines out, and we are so into what we're doing so much that we do not hear my dad coming down the steps. We are literally having the best hunch magazine sex a 9, 8, and 7-year-old could ever have, right? So my dad comes down the stairs. I'm got my threesome going on. They wearing their people out. And he flicks on the light and says, "What the hell? Nigga, we was like, nigga, the light is on. And when I say we hump the pages off the magazine, we hump the pages off the magazine. It was ripped in half. The magazine was literally ripped in half. And the beauty of the weeks, they was crumpled. Like somebody had just took it and crumbled the paper in their hand. It was getting ready to roll away. We was wearing it out. Instead of my father getting mad, I have a black father. A nasty black father at that. Instead of him getting mad, he called everybody downstairs and said, "Yo, y'all come down here and see what these little nasty varmints is doing." So my Uncle Shannon, my Aunt Nietzsche, my dad's girlfriend Monty, who was the other boy's mom, and about 2 other adults come downstairs, and all they see is the massacre we have created. Paper everywhere. And it was like paper just everywhere crumbled. And Monty says, "Well, what happened?" My daddy laughed and said, "These little niggas was down here humping the magazines." Everybody bust out laughing at us, man. And I said we was so embarrassed. For about a good 10 minutes, all the adults just sat and roasted us while we was picking up all the magazines and vacuuming. Roasting us. We vacuuming, and we got to sit and take it. Because they adults. Can't say nothing back. You really can't cry. They roasting us. And I will never forget the day. On Halloween, probably about 1992, 93, I got caught humping JET Ebony Beauty of the Week. Ronisha and Ashley, y'all about 40 now. Maybe 50. Holler at your boy.